Take it away, Jeremy.
Welcome everyone to NG Plus, IGN's news, games, and more. Where we talk about news, games, and more. We're joined today by a special guest. I don't know if you can see this, but we've got WWE superstar Xavier Woods, Austin Creed, on the show today. Can you believe this? It's a big show.
Yay!
We got a lot of big topics to cover today too. We're going to talk about Sony's emotional support robot. We're going to talk about some special news that Austin has for us today.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about Seinfeld video game, if you can believe this. And we're going to talk about Cyberpunk Xbox One console. We got lots of topics today. But first, let's start with you. Why are you here today? Besides the fact that you love us and that you're a friend of the show.
He's talking to you, Austin.
That's right.
Oh,
Can you hear me?
He's frozen.
yeah. I thought you were
But you're frozen so perfectly. You're just smiling like.
Am I back in now?
Yeah, you're good.
Okay. Yeah, no, I'm excited to be here. Thank you guys for having me. Things that I'm doing. The main reason I wanted to come and spread the virtual love today is because you guys were kind enough to announce that in our next season of Rollout, which is our Dungeons and Dragons show on my YouTube channel, UpUpDownDown, where we mix wrestlers with your favorite nerd things, anime, video games, weird things like the Mandela effect. Who knows? Come and let's talk about some theories with your boys. So we have a Dungeons and Dragons show. We've had a couple of seasons, and this season that starts next week, our dungeon master is none other than the incredible Freddie Prinze Jr.
Oh, that's bonkers.
Wow. Yeah,
that's a hell of a get.
The legend.
Insane. He wrote this whole thing where we are like in weird futuristic, like but feudal Japan. Like it's insane, but it's so much fun, and I just want to make sure everybody knows about it so they can tune in and watch it.
That's rad. When does it start?
So I was digging into that information just to make sure I got it right because I'm terrible at remembering what time things are because I have no concept of that. So I'm going to find that right now. Oh, here we go.
While you're looking it up, can you talk about the rest of the cast? Like who else is on it?
Yeah, so we have fantastic WWE superstars. We've got Tyler Breeze, who's one of my best friends, Alexa Bliss, multi-time women's champion, Ember Moon, she was NXT women's champion, and we have Brennan Williams, who has been in NXT for a hot minute now, used to play in the NFL, but decided, hey, I like wrestling more.
Who doesn't?
And so I'm going to go do this. Wrestling is just great. It's great. And I found the times. And so check it out. Tuesdays, 10 a.m. Eastern on UpUpDownDown for the next 5 weeks. First episode is April 21st. That's a Tuesday. 5 episodes. Yes. Let's go. Come and watch.
How do you guys play it? Like I've done shows before, like D&D shows that are like kind of more like improv-y. And so they're like, 45 minutes long, but I also have watched like Critical Role where it's like 4 hours long per episode. Yeah. Like where do you guys land in that?
So we are definitely not in the 4 hours long range. We're usually from like 45 minutes to 90 minutes.
Okay, yeah.
So for the episodes. But what we do is obviously before all of the stuff going on right now, we would have these crazy wrestling schedules where we're wrestling at a different town every single day. And so we would have to get together and find 2 days where everybody was free and then just film everything in like essentially like 5 hours a day. So we got 10 hours of content. Okay, cool. We can cut this up. Here's the whole campaign. Now we put it out in like 2 months. So we've just been waiting a hot minute for this to come out. And so we're just beyond excited. But the way that we played like normal Dungeons and Dragons rules, like random, like normal canon book rules. But when Freddie came in, we played a little bit of a different way because Freddie is just very well versed in tabletops, like across the board. Huge nerdy guy. I didn't know any of this before I met him, and I was like, oh my god, you're one of us.
Oh yeah, he does all kinds of voice acting for like games, animation and stuff. He has for a long time. He's really well liked within our community.
Yeah, dude, he's freaking awesome. Yeah, he had a manner of play with certain kinds of dice. So it's not numbers; you're counting like wins and fails, successes and fails. And so it made it a little bit easier because essentially what we're trying to do is make sure that people understand that D&D isn't necessarily like a huge daunting task or a daunting experience or a crazy thing to learn. Like once you have like the couple of basics down in the first like 15 minutes, then you're good to go. And so we're trying to bring people that might see it as this big mountain to climb to, hey, look, there's a super simple way to play this. And clearly, like Ember's very well versed. She plays like weekly with a crew, and she has for years. I was like deep into Shadowrun a few years ago. So like we know how to play. But as far as everybody else doing this show is their first experience with these tabletop games, and so it's nice to be able to show people that you don't have to be the most experienced person in the D&D world to be able to sit down and have a great time playing it.
Yeah, that's what's great about it. Like we're pretty tight with the people at D&D and Wizards of the Coast and all that stuff, and they always say like there's no real wrong way to play Dungeons and Dragons, right? Like the rules are our starting point, but whatever is the most enjoyable for you and your crew, that's what you should be doing.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's really great to see.
Man, it's fun.
We were planning on doing a similar show too, but then all this happened, so we're in the process of figuring out how to do that social distancing dragons type thing. But I'm sure we'll get there eventually.
Yeah, definitely dragons. Yeah,
Distance and Dragons. There it is.
We got
my question is, does Brendan really need that eye patch, or is that just for effect?
Well, his character needs it.
Oh, okay. All right. I was just saying, he doesn't need to be more. I actually met him at PAX. He's like 75 feet tall. He's a mountain. Man,
he's a huge man. When I found out that he was just like this huge like weebo otaku, I was like, oh my god, like this is incredible. Because at that time he was in the NFL, and so like we ended up linking up, and I was like, oh my god, like this is great. And so we'd always just talk anime and stuff, and then he's like, yeah, I work with WWE now. I'm like, oh, perfect. So we ended up going to a con up in Canada, and it was me and him on a team playing like Mario Party 3 on N64 against people. And we ended up winning. So we just like have like these small Japanese baby mask on, and we're shirtless in jeans, just flexing with these trophies. It's a very weird life that I've led.
Sounds like it. Well, the chat is going bonkers with us about this whole Wolverine thing. Do you guys want to talk about Wolverine a little bit?
Yes.
Schnick.
I don't know
Call
if
me Weapon X.
That's right. Have you guys seen this article we have up about how Wolverine is too good of a character not to reboot for the MCU, according to Hugh Jackman? So in a recent interview, Hugh Jackman was saying a couple things. One, he's done with Wolverine, but he acknowledges that there's got to be a place for Wolverine in future cycles of the MCU. The MCU is showing no signs of stopping. Wolverine is a hugely important character. He kind of put that to bed with Logan, but he also has a little bit of a feeling of regret, because he's thinking now, if I'd have known that there was going to be this Disney Fox merger, I probably would have stayed along so that I could be in a movie with like Hulk and with like Iron Man and stuff. Like I never really thought that was going to be a possibility, and now that it is, I've already checked out. So that said, I really want to like pass the torch to somebody else. What are you guys' thoughts on that? Do you think that you'd rather just see him like reverse his position and come back to it? Do you think that there's somebody better out there, and if so, who? Are you excited about what's going to happen with the X-Men and the Avengers? Do you think that this kind of overrides the whole like weird like Inhumans as a sort of like, I don't know, like stand-in for X-Men? Does that go away? Like,
as we wade into this conversation, I do want to throw at the chat and ask if they have seen the Keanu Reeves concept art image that is floating around out there, because I'm actually pretty excited by that. I think he could pull it off. It could possibly work. I want to know what chat thinks.
Whatever.
But the rest of the panel, what is your reaction to Jeremy's question? I just want to set up the chat responses earlier on.
I'll let you guys go first. I have interesting feelings.
Well, I mean, when we were talking before, I was sort of saying like, Keanu, he's too old. But now I'm like, oh, hold on. What about old man Logan movie for that comic arc? Like that would be.
We've got an old man Logan.
No, but I mean like really lean into the wackiness of like the comic book, that whole arc, the old one, not the newer one, like not the book that is now, but the old one from like 4 or 5 years ago. Like I want to see, Thor's hammer that just sitting there because Thor's dead and everyone's crying, everyone's real sad.
Henry
bunch
Cavill.
of weird inbred Hulks and stuff.
I want to see everybody sad.
The Oofers said Henry Cavill. Get out of here, Oofers. That's no way.
Who's like the shortest, buffest actor? Because he's supposed to be like 5.
That's it.
Bro, so we talked about this for a half second. So first to talk about what you're saying with Hugh. So it's weird. So like, I feel like there are obviously going to be some people that like he is Wolverine to them, and I get that. That's lovely. It's fantastic. But there's a Joker like that too. And every time they redid it, it was like, oh, I also like this.
Same with Batman.
Yeah, same for everything. Like you like the character. You like the character before you like the person who played the character and the thing that you enjoyed that one time. So like they'll find somebody who's awesome. At this point, I feel like they've already had canon Wolverine, and my thought is like, if you're taking a comic book or a video game, whatever, an anime, and making it a movie, give me the canon first, how it is, and then we can dig into changing characters and making them whatever we want. And so I'm thinking like maybe it's time for Black Wolverine, and I mean. I feel like I could do it, but I mean, you can hit me up on socials at Xavier Woods PhD. My DMs are open. What's up, Marvel? I'll do it.
Hear me out.
I'd watch that.
That's a great suggestion, Austin.
Yeah, it'd be amazing.
Hear me out. It's been a while since his big film came out, but how would you feel about Daniel Radcliffe playing Wolverine, the star of Harry Potter?
I'm 100%.
He's aged. If you look at if you Google Harry Potter actor right now, he pops up. I don't know, man. If he buffed up,
I'm in.
Some chops.
I'm in. And you know, if they're like revamping everyone, if they're revamping everyone, I want dibs on Cyclops too. But if we had him as Wolverine, and then they give us Zac Efron as Batman.
Money.
Zac Efron.
Well, sorry, they're already doing Robert Pattinson. I'm sorry, Zac Efron as Cyclops.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
I'd buy that. Yeah. I like Robert Pattinson as Batman. I think he's a lot of people just think of him as like a Twilight guy, but if you've seen some of the movies that he's made recently, he's well beyond that at this point. And so is Daniel Radcliffe.
Yes.
Daniel Radcliffe is like a real ass actor. He's like a grown man who does like real
so
shit.
Was Hugh
like,
Jackman.
That guy he can pull this off. Yeah, he's like a theater guy.
Yeah,
so you're saying that Hugh Jackman would be like, oh man, I wish I could have been in these movies, but like Hugh Jackman is just gonna get picked up for Disney musicals, so like he might be tossed in there somewhere just to make somebody laugh, you know?
Wolverine the musical. There it is.
Yeah. Oh, then we gotta have Hugh for that.
Yeah.
There's got to be, I always think of Wolverine as he's so embedded in Japanese culture. Like, there's got to be like a really hot Japanese actor playing.
Oh, dude.
I'd like to see like a fully Japanese Wolverine and like really get into all that stuff with like Yuriko and the hand and all that.
Hear me out. I have another idea. He's not busy. It's been a while since he's played a leading role like this.
Oh boy, what's this going to be?
What would you guys think about Christian Bale as Wolverine? He's already done the DC side of things. Could he pull off a Wolverine? Well, remember when he bulked up for Batman, his friends were giving him a hard time because he's like, he got too big, and they were like, "Is this Batman or Fat Man?" That's what he says in the behind. He says that about his character in the behind-the-scenes commentary.
Yeah,
and I gotta wonder. So he must have got super buff, almost. Xavier level buff.
Almost.
Almost.
Oh, you know who'd be good? Who's I think is shorter, and they get real jacked real fast is Mark Wahlberg.
Oh
yeah. Is he short?
Hey, I'm
Wolverine. Pretty sure.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
What's the movie Pain and Gain with him and The Rock?
Yeah,
he was so thick, like beast. I was like, wow, he could do Wolverine.
The only person
like 5 a.m. every day.
Reddit enough though is Justin Theroux.
Oh yeah, that's actually a good one too.
He's
from Leftovers, and
oh yeah.
That guy has like 0.0001% body fat. So if you're going for that Hugh Jackman look, he's your dude.
So I actually have a really, really great question for you, Austin. And I'm being serious here for a second. What does it take for somebody to get into the physical condition that they need to be able to like look like you do when you're on camera and everything like that, and be presented as a superhero type figure? Like,
how many
diet
restrictions?
How many calories? Yeah, take us through like what's that process like, getting your body physically ready to go on television?
So I'm possibly the worst person you could ask this question to, because I have been on this stuff since I was born, and it's just always helped me, get jacked. And you can't find it in stores anywhere. It's called genetics.
I wish I had some of that.
No, so I don't know. I've always just kind of been physically aware of myself since like 7th grade. I started wrestling. I was like, okay, well, if I want to do better in wrestling, I got to be stronger or like faster or something. And so like that just naturally kind of makes your body start changing shapes. And so I don't know about like macros, and I don't like pre-make my meals, and I'm not down in like tons of protein shakes. I mean, like that's like the right way to do it and the scientific way to do it, which I have no clue how to do. I just always thought if I'm hungry, I should eat. If I want to gain weight, I'll eat more weight, or I'll eat more food. If I want to lose weight, I'll eat a little bit less food. But also when I want to gain weight, I'll like work more like bigger weights, you know? And if I want to weigh less, I'll kind of back off of the weightlifting because I want to just like lean out. So for me, it's always just been a very logical, like, what do I want to change? Okay, so I should eat more and lift more. I want to get smaller. I should eat less and like run more. So I know it sounds so dumb and
you
basic.
make it sound so
No,
easy.
it doesn't sound dumb.
I know it's very One Punch Man. Like I did 100 push-ups a day, but like legit, and because you have to be completely honest with yourself, I think, in order to get your body where you want it to be on a certain physical level. So like for me, I always use the example of, I tell people constantly, man, I wish I knew how to speak Japanese. I've been saying that since I was a little kid, and multi-Christmases, my mom has gotten me so many different things on like how to speak Japanese, books, CDs, DVDs, everything.
They go right in the closet.
Yeah, exactly. So I realized as an adult, like I didn't want to learn Japanese. I liked the idea of me learning Japanese because if I wanted to learn it, I would have learned it by now. So if you're trying to get in shape, you have to ask yourself, do I want to get in shape, or do I like the idea of being in shape? Because if you want something, you're going to get it.
Yeah,
you're
picking up what
not
you're
going to stop.
down.
Yeah.
I kind of feel the same way about, you know, diet and exercise. You either like commit to it and do it, or you don't.
Yeah, it's very simple. Like do it or don't. It's Yoda. There is no try.
Yeah. But I think if you're gonna be trying to be Wolverine, you gotta get a little scientific about it.
Oh, you can. My science is just eat and lift and just keep on going, just rinse and repeat. And then you start to build these up, and then you start hitting the pop on them.
That's what Wolverine needs to have in the movies. He needs to be able to do that thing.
That's why I'm telling you. Let me come in. I'll keep my hair all natural, so it's natural hair Wolverine. I'll stick it out the back. Like, come on.
You just need like 80% more like body hair everywhere else.
Yeah.
That's the one thing Hugh Jackman I don't think really delivered is like the sheer amount of the volume of body hair that you expect from a real Wolverine. It's got just like bushels, I think.
Yes.
Really fast follow-up on like exercise stuff. So like Hugh Jackman, he went for like this super veiny look on his arms. You can see in like his later work, especially. How is that achieved? Like, how do you even manage that when you're trying to present in that way?
Getting rid of water.
Oh, it's a dehydration thing?
It's like dehydration.
Yeah.
So it's actually bad.
Well, like, I mean, you don't like
dehydrate,
but just like you get the water out of your system. You like you pee as much as you can, and you just don't drink water for like a couple of hours, and then you do the scene, and then right after the scene, you just drink water back again, and like you're not gonna like get like fat, but you're not gonna be as like defined as like on your veins and stuff. But then also too, like just like working out, like before you're doing something, is gonna like put the blood into your muscles and make everything a little bit tighter. So it's a combination of a few things. But yeah, you can go for that super veiny look. That's just like the ultra lean. Like I run all the time, and when I lift, I'm doing like 300 sets of like 5 pounds, and your muscles are just like screaming. So yeah, there's a bunch of different techniques to get certain looks.
Destin's doing curls underneath the table right now. Like yeah, tell me.
We're gonna send this to Keanu Reeves so that he has all the tips that he needs to get.
You're really stuck on this Keanu Reeves thing, man.
just joking around.
Well, hey, do you guys want to move on to the next topic and talk about this Sony?
Only if it's about robots. Only if it's about robots.
I want my little cloud robot.
I couldn't believe this thing when I saw this today. So Sony has patented a robotic gaming buddy that reacts to your emotions like some kind of emotional support robot or something. And so this thing, it like sympathizes with the user and reacts to their emotions during gameplay, which like, let me just point out how Black Mirror this is, that the thing can even like tell what your emotions are, let alone process and respond to them. That's like some like, you know, sci-fi level of AI that I can't even imagine, but that's what they're envisioning, right?
There it is. There it is.
So apparently this like autonomous robot that they sell to lonely people is basically like Rob from the Nintendo times like 1,000. And it can like play games against you, which is like, how do you know you're not just playing against a computer? I'm just throwing that out there. But yeah, I'm really just stuck on this feeling deduction unit that they call it. An object control system that can detect and act upon a user's emotions, which for me, I think would probably be it just saying like, hey, calm down. Hey, chill out.
Yeah.
Hey, it's not that serious.
Yeah.
Which I think would actually get annoying, but I don't know. Am I wrong? Like, what do you guys think of this thing? Do you trust it with your emotional data? Can you have sex with it? Just guess.
What?
I mean, if there's a different price range for these things, then I guess if that's what's in case. No, I think it's interesting, and depending on like what it can do and why it does those things, it could be something that's incredible, or it could be something completely terrifying. But this picture that I am looking at of like the cloud sitting next to you on the seat, like I'm not mad at that, because then it's almost like, you know how when you were a kid and if you watched wrestling back in the day, you had your little like wrestle buddy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, those
wrestle buddy.
Yeah, you do everything, and kids would like talk to their toys like they've got like secret best friends and stuff like that. So like if we just have a legit one that'll play video games with me, I mean, I'm not mad at it.
Yeah, it's a My Buddy doll for the 21st century.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a My Buddy doll that like collects your emotional information and then does what with it. That's where you lose me. You know, my Russell Buddy didn't go like, okay, so let's say Jeremy's mad this amount of the time and happy this amount of the time, and I could probably sell him this prescription, and I can also like sell this to Facebook, and
Yeah.
Somebody's gonna hack it.
I can see that, but also too, I think it could be interesting if used like the right way. If it's like, okay, so let's say, so I'm Doom Eternal. I was playing through that, and I was getting so mad at that first like Marauder with the green eyes. If like it took me like an hour to beat it, but when I did, I felt so good. But maybe if I had my emotional buddy with me, they would go, oh, so he's played the same part of the game for an hour, and his blood pressure has been at 130 the whole time. Maybe we should bring that boss down a little bit so that people don't they're not so stressed out when they play our games. Maybe there's maybe there's a better gauge for like high stress over low stress, and finding that gauge in the middle that makes like the perfectly paced video game.
Yeah, I hadn't considered that.
either that or like a little syringe comes out of it and it's just full of just straight THC.
It will all be over soon.
Like, I don't know. I feel like really chilled out all of a sudden.
Yeah. Wow, this is great.
Thanks, robot buddy.
Here's what I think. After that pep talk on the last topic, we need to start training to defeat these robots. We need to get to work. Where's your weight, Seth and Jeremy?
Oh, mine are
Start doing your curls. We got to defeat these robots.
I don't bring the 50s upstairs, man.
I'm going to get there,
They don't
Austin.
need to be up here.
So if this thing can support you emotionally, does that mean eventually it can manipulate you emotionally too? Like
Ooh,
this is
I
going to
would
be the
hope so.
gaslighting robot?
I would hope so. You come home late, like, where were you? What were you doing?
We're never gonna finish Doom Eternal if you got this kind of attitude, buddy.
Yeah. Maybe it just keeps you on track for games. So like, let's say that you are a streamer. And so like, I know I have streamer's guilt sometimes where if I am playing a game and not streaming it, I feel bad. Like I'm not working. Like I should just why not just stream it? Even if I don't talk. So maybe this doll says, hey man, get rid of that guilt. Go play a game just for you. Just, hey, you know what? Sit me next to you just for us. Just be me and you like old times. Maybe it's like something like that. Huh?
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't mind it if the robot was like, "Hey, man, let me level with you. Sekiro's not for you. You got Animal Crossing sitting right over there. Why don't you just play Animal Crossing? You know what I mean? Like, take it easy on yourself for once.
Yeah.
You know, you don't always got to be so hard on yourself. But,
Yeah.
you know, you're right. You're right. Emotional support robot. Thanks.
And then is like, so let's say the four of us are playing a game together. Can our emotional robots talk to each other? Like, man, these guys suck. Like, do they start
for
communicating?
sure talk shit to each other. Yeah, they like they talk about us behind our back for sure.
Yeah.
Can they like hack Seth's robot and actually whisper negative things into his ears so he does better at or worse at the game, and then
You're bad
you
at this
win?
game because your mom never loved you.
Yeah.
Whoa, no.
Dark.
Oh Lord.
That's just what I was imagining a robot would say. That's not.
Oh,
true.
yeah.
My mom loves me a lot.
It is funny that Austin pointed out that it is kind of like cloud shaped. You know what it looks like to me is one of them princesses from Adventure Time.
Lumpy space princess.
Yeah.
Yes.
Do you think
Guys,
it'll really
smooth
look like that? Like,
posers.
why do they draw it?
I
that
hope
way?
so. I want a
really
lumpy
hope so.
space
We
princess.
were running a B-roll where they got all these like Sony robots that do exist, and they're
Yeah.
like, forget those robots. Those robots are lame. Gamers don't like those robots. Gamers want a robot that looks like a cloud.
Yes.
Why a cloud?
And then, because then I can dress as Finn and sit next to her and be like, hey,
Oh yeah.
now I can cosplay with my PlayStation robot. Yes.
Can you cosplay with it? Yeah.
Yeah, because if the robot is cosplayed as Lumpy Space Princess and I cosplay as Finn, you know, if I've got a puppy, he's Jake, then we're good. We got the whole cast of Adventure Time. We're feeling good.
Yep. We got a comment here from Death Incarnate 2.0. Oh, I'm sorry. It's called They All Float is the commenter. I can see it now. Emotional Bot says, "You seem angry and confused. Don't worry, I still love you. You are special and important. Would you like to purchase this microtransaction for $4.99 to help reduce stress while playing this game?"
Yes.
You guys remember they patented a technology that like basically like sells you microtransactions based on your performance or your attitude. Do you remember this? We covered it on the show a couple weeks ago.
I mean, it makes sense. It makes sense. If you're predisposed to get those microtransactions, then you're gonna make that money.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I don't know if I trust this robot in my house. I really love this. I do.
You seem sad. For $2.99, you will be happy.
That's the robot we've been talking about. I just brought it up really quick.
Yeah, if it makes me think about the robot from Rocky, and that makes me.
Oh my god!
No, you don't have him. You don't have him. Oh my god! Yes.
Happy birthday, Paulie.
You gotta be able to buy that robot from Rocky by now, right?
You can rent it. I've looked into it. You can rent it out for events. It's still around. You could have it at like your party.
Like that actual robot?
Yeah, the actual robot. Oh, what am I doing? I'm getting dizzy is what I'm doing.
That's bonkers. Oh my god, I gotta get one.
Yeah, I think
I don't need to have the actual robot. I just want like a little crappy replica that like kind of like farts around my house, so I can be like, "Do you see that? Do you know what that's from?"
What is this thing? Sorry, it's like one of my favorite movies. So
it's incredible.
Oh man. Speaking of favorite movies, this is not a movie but a TV show. I want to move on to the next topic if you guys are okay with that.
Do it with the Seinfeld transition though.
I don't have a good Seinfeld transition. Do you guys?
What is it about all these video games?
What's the deal with all these video games, huh? Have you guys heard about this? Is the world ready for a Seinfeld video game? Because I sure am. So there's these guys, Jacob Generica and Ivan Dixon, who are working on a Seinfeld point-and-click adventure. If you don't recognize these guys, they're the ones that did the animation for Childish Gambino's "Feels Like Summer" video. And they've done a couple pixel intros for The Simpsons and for Rick and Morty and a bunch of other stuff. These guys are great. Killer animators. Big Seinfeld fans. Big fans of the 90s generally, because what goes together with Seinfeld like point and click adventures. So they got this game that they have a pitch out for, and they're trying to get the blessing of Larry David or Jerry Seinfeld or like anybody to do with the show so that they can put this thing out here as a free to play game. And I really hope it happens because it looks amazing. I don't know if you guys can see the B-roll that's running on the screen right now, but this is just incredible. They have this like really funny bit where you can play as Jerry. Oh, they're showing it right here. You play as Jerry, George, or Elaine, but not as Kramer because nobody can control Kramer.
Oh yeah.
So Kramer exists as this sort of like agent of chaos in the game that like messes everything up for you. So the headline's kind of a rhetorical question because I think we're born ready for this. But what are you guys' thoughts on the Seinfeld video game? Is now the time?
Yeah, it is
now the time.
It's been the time. This looks very much like Cool World to me. The animation,
yeah,
the way that's moving around, very like Cool World, very heavy metal. And I'm super into it based literally just on how it looks.
Yeah, aesthetically, it's incredibly appealing.
Yeah, very curious as to like what the point of the game will be, like how they'll make it a game. Because even if you're just like kind of like reliving old episodes, then that'll be cool because it'll be funny. But I'm interested in the objective.
I think it's going to be one of those things like those old like Monkey Island and Maniac Mansion type games where it's kind of like environmental puzzles, and a lot of it will probably be just trying to be a complete asshole. Right?
Most likely.
Like Jerry Seinfeld just goes around like breaking up with beautiful women for stupid reasons and like eating cereal and complaining about shit while he sits in his like rich guy apartment.
Yeah.
And like George is just like the worst person. Like George is just so bad. Like he's going around like I think they show him here and he's like his options are like lie, yell, or cry.
Yeah. George is so good.
So you probably just go around like terrorizing the rest of the community in your neighborhood.
So like a goose game.
Kind of, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's literally just Goose Game with people.
Oh, that's not a bad
If that's
idea.
Yeah,
Goose
if
Game
that-
with George Costanza.
Yeah. If that's the case, then I want a Always Sunny in Philadelphia game.
That
Oh,
would be
man.
killer.
Yeah, I would
Just
love
like
that for the same reason.
Oh my god.
Yeah, this game's been around in development for quite a while. This is just like a passion project for these guys. Because I remember like a couple years ago, Reddit just went absolutely bananas for just like a screenshot. And now to see it like moving and like they have all the items, you know, there's like the pretzels with Kramer. These pretzels are making me thirsty.
Yeah.
Like all these
Fortunately,
famous.
in chat says Kramer's. This game is Mr. X.
He smashes through the door. Yeah, it's true.
Bust in on you. Oh man, I love it.
I hope they get the
work as
blessing
like
for
a
this.
Yeah,
fighting
fingers
game,
crossed.
or what does it work better as a fighting game or like a shooter or a platformer, or do you think like point and click was the way to go?
Oh, it's the way to go.
Yeah, definitely. I don't know what a platformer would look like. Would like they're just jumping around New York City? It'd be very much like Maximum Carnage, but you're just like telling jokes on the sidewalk.
Well, that's the
Yeah.
dream.
I would argue that I think an MMO would be the way to go for sure.
Ooh.
Definitely.
Yeah.
That's the only thing you could do, right?
Well, how do you
I
do
mean, you
this
got
in
your
MMOs?
party right
I'm being
there,
sarcastic.
Well, like a honestly, like a Gauntlet Legends wouldn't be bad.
Yeah,
like a beat 'em up, a Seinfeld beat 'em up.
Yeah,
And
that's
your
awesome.
bosses are like the soup guy.
No, but there is a game for Jay and Silent Bob that did that, right? And
Oh,
that
yes,
one actually
yeah.
ended up working perfectly.
Have
Yeah,
you guys
see?
ever played the one for Hobo with a shotgun?
No, I didn't know
No.
there was one.
There's the one for that movie.
Is it on Steam?
Probably.
Well, I'm downloading it right now. I love that movie. I've seen that movie like 9 times.
That's a
Have
great
you really?
movie.
I didn't know if anybody.
Bro, it's incredible. It's all the guys who do what's the movie or the show? Trailer Park Boys.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like it's a perfect example of a shit movie, like something that is like weirdly like unintentionally bad but great. Like
Yeah.
it's almost impossible to pull something like that off in modern times now that everything is so sophisticated.
Yeah.
But definitely one of the better ones.
Dude, I
You guys
love
got to check out Hobo with the Shotgun, both the movie and the game. Is what I'm saying.
Yes.
I mean, I didn't even
Who's
know
the
there was
main
a
actor
game.
again. I know his name. It's blanking on it.
It's in
He just passed away.
Seinfeld game is
recently,
Jerry
I think.
Seinfeld.
Oh no.
It's Rutger Hauer, ain't it?
Yeah.
Oh yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Passed away a few months ago.
Aw.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a bummer, but man, his legacy lives on in Hobo
Yes.
with a Shotgun. Everybody.
Incredible.
I
Incredible.
could be so lucky for have something like that as my legacy.
This is what we all aspire to be.
Right.
People are excited about this game though. Like this guy, Water 917. I never, but now that it exists, I want this even more than Battle for Bikini Bottom rehydrated.
Ooh, rehydrated.
That's
Yeah.
another good game.
Our audience is real hot for that one.
Yeah,
For
people
some reason-
love.
When he said Bikini
What-
Bottom,
why?
I know clearly he's talking about SpongeBob, but for some reason it made me think of Rumble Roses. I'm
I'm
like, dang, I want a Rumble Roses remake.
Dude, I was looking for Bikini Bottom pictures yesterday for an article, and of course, all I could find on like Walmart.com was like literal
Jeez.
bikini bottoms.
Yeah.
And my wife looks over, and it looks like I'm like
Yeah.
just
Oh,
this
yeah.
pervert.
Now you're looking through the Victoria's Secret magazine. Stoop this low.
What do you think is the likelihood that we actually get this game? Like, are they going to release it? Is it really going to come down to somebody just giving it the green light?
I don't think anyone is. I don't think they're gonna greenlight this.
Yeah.
Seinfeld, the show, is too valuable. I mean, Jerry Seinfeld has like 700 Porsches.
How much did the rights go for most recently? Like $500 million?
Yeah. See.
Like, how much more money do they need? At a certain point, like, has everybody ever just like beat capitalism and just been like, we did it?
Can.
I think
Yeah,
that's when
we
I think
beat
that's
it.
when
we won. You can have this now. I don't give a
they,
shit
they
anymore.
beat it. They beat it in Rome, and that's when civilization collapsed.
Oh
I
yeah.
think in order to beat capitalism, the civilization has to fall. then we restart. It's this game.
All right. Well, maybe not then. Take it back. Let me just walk that one back then.
No, but I think it's one of those situations where I don't know who owns it, but I would imagine like most people, it's like that's their brand, and so it's like they want to make sure like if anything comes out, it's got to be perfect. And like someone who has enough money to own the rights to Seinfeld probably doesn't. I mean, I could be completely wrong, and if I am wrong, I hope I'm wrong, so I can be proven wrong. But I imagine the person who owns the rights isn't like a big video game head, so they wouldn't see the value in this.
I mean,
so
this thing is perfect.
It is. It is to us, but I feel like it could be a thing where, because you can just put it out like a mixtape as long as you're not making money off of it, right?
That's the idea.
Yeah.
I don't know. We go back and forth on that quite a bit. Like, I'm a big advocate for people with like fan created media, just like YOLO soloing it.
Yeah.
And every time I say that, like a lawyer's always like, "God damn it, Jimmy, you can't just tell people to YOLO solo." Billions of dollars. I'm like, well, okay, fine, but how is anybody going to see your work when we live in a world where all anybody wants to consume is nostalgia? You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. So like, to that point, they would make the hundreds of millions of dollars if they would just let people make these games and get a cut of the pie when it came out. It seems and if it comes out and it's bad, they just go, well, we didn't have anything to do with that.
What happened to the world in which Cool Spot and Yo Noid could exist, but this like what's happening?
Come
here?
on. This is why we don't have Captain N anymore. This is why.
Oh man.
Well, before we move on, I'd like you guys to each go around and pitch me an 80s or should be made into a point-and-click adventure game.
You said 80s or 90s movie?
TV show.
TV show.
I'll go first. Golden Girls, but it's like DBZ, and the older you get, the more powerful you become.
Okay.
Ooh.
Yeah.
All right.
So Sophia's real strong.
It's like an overworld game, like an overworld adventure game, but then with like 2D like combat encounters.
Yes. So Golden Girls is my favorite show, and I don't know if you can tell this yellow thing. That's a Golden Girls shower curtain.
No.
On the wall opposite of it is a full painted mural on the wall of Blanche Devereaux.
Oh man.
And then that entire hallway is just painted with pastels, and there's Golden Girls memorabilia lining.
You just walk around and go like, "Thank you for being a friend."
Oh yeah, it's incredible. It's absolutely incredible. So you got Golden Girls. Dang.
Oh wow! All right, well we're on the same wavelength.
Stole it
here,
right
then.
from underneath of him.
Yeah, it's fine. I can get a different one.
No, you don't get two.
No. He had. I'm not picking Golden Girls because he already picked.
Oh, okay.
What are the chances?
Yeah, right.
I had to cheat and look up 80s and 90s best TV show, but I actually think this one would work incredibly well. Quantum Leap.
Oh yeah,
it deals with
that's actually a great show.
Yeah, because it deals with time travel, and you have to like figure out how to deal with the repercussions of your actions, like or change time for the better. It could be a bunch of one-off stories. I think that would work really, really well as a point and click.
Mm-hmm.
I think you're right, and I've definitely got my choice now. It would be X-Files.
Oh,
right.
Bro, really good.
X-Files as a point and click. Oh my god.
Yeah. Chapter based with like different monsters to hunt down.
That's easy. That's easy.
Oh, that's great.
So can I pitch my idea to everybody that this thing that I was trying to do? So before all of the stuff happened with Telltale, unfortunately, last year, 2 years ago. So I was trying to get a meeting between them and WWE so that we could figure out how to make Telltale WWE games.
Oh, that'd be so rad. Especially man. Imagine like a 90s Attitude Era.
Yes. but think about this. So like let's say that you're playing the Stone Cold version and he comes out with the beer truck. But you have whatever like a time what is it called? The thing you press quick time event. And you mess up and he falls off the top of the Zamboni and doesn't spray Vince McMahon.
He's so good at doing that. He just can freeze frame with the best of them and then hold it. I'm just super impressed that he has done it now 2 times, and he's going to come back like nothing happened. Just you guys wait and see.
Yeah. Oh, you glitched out there for a second, but I'm picking up what you're putting down.
Okay. I was like, what?
He's like on there being like, then Stone Cold sprays the beer straight up in the air, and it rains down on him. Everybody's laughing. His pants fell down, and we're just like, I can hear you.
Went to my whole thing. My bad.
You freeze. You come back. You're for some reason just drenched in confetti or something. It's like what?
Essentially, we know how iconic moments have gone, so it'd be cool to see what would happen if they didn't go the right way.
Yeah.
Undertaker's about to like crucify Stephanie McMahon, but like earlier you failed a quick time event to bring nails, and you're like, God damn it.
Yeah.
Paul Bear's all pissed at you and shit.
Yes, yes. It'd be so good. Then you can make future stories too. Like, oh, what are AJ Styles' kids' wrestling names at this point in 2075? Like, yeah, there's so much stuff. But yeah, that's my. I've never said that in public, and so I wanted to let everybody know.
Oh man, I'd play the hell out of that.
Hell yeah.
Gotta be a way we can make that happen. Damn.
Got to.
That's way better than my. I was just gonna pitch a Family Matters point and click where Urkel's trying to find the pieces to the machine that turns him into Stefan Urkel, so he can marry Laura at the end. So, but man, yours is way better. You're a professional.
No, but that's the Telltale style. That's not like point and click. You got the QuickTime events, and so it's
way better. That's such a legitimately amazing idea. I love it so much.
But
like my mind is racing right now
with all the things that can happen.
With all the things, yeah. I'm thinking like all my favorite moments. Like, man.
Yes. And if you put a creator wrestler in the first one and then you play through it, then they keep showing up randomly. So like, let's say that you played the third one first and you made your guy, but you went back to play the first one that was Stone Cold's. And so as he's doing whatever, stunning somebody at WrestleMania, your creative player is a kid in the crowd.
Oh man, hold the sign.
Yes.
Yes.
There's all these things. Someone give me money so I can make these things, please. Please.
I'll
send you $5 right now, 'cause that's what I got.
I gotta get a Kickstarter going.
Yeah.
One day. Well, before we got a few more stories we got to roll through. Do you guys want to talk about Cyberpunk real quick?
Everybody loves Cyberpunk.
You guys like talking about Cyberpunk, right? Anybody big fan of Cyberpunk? I haven't played it yet because it's not out, but I'm into the idea of it.
Doesn't exist.
Yeah. So we already talked about the controller earlier on this week on this show, but did you know they got a whole ass Cyberpunk limited edition Xbox One console coming out in June? Have you seen this?
Yes, I saw it. It is not attractive. It is aesthetically displeasing to me.
I don't necessarily have an issue with how it looks. I'm just like,
I do.
I just don't understand why you would want to buy like a really expensive exclusive edition of an Xbox One when you got an Xbox Series X coming out like a couple months after that. It just seems like weird timing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but also too, like it's a keeping up with the Joneses things. People like to flex.
Yeah.
Regardless of what's going on, there's always people who want to flex, and so they'll pick up this copy of the Xbox, and they've got 10 other ones. And then if these don't sell, then they just repaint them for the next special edition game that comes out in a few months. Maybe we get the rest of them like that.
You know what? That's what it was. They just had a bunch of like Xbox ones sitting around, and they're just like, just paint them.
Yeah, 100%.
You know what I want in these trying times? A console with the words "No Future" written on the side.
It does say
edition.
Yeah, the limited edition "No Future" Xbox One X. I'm with you, Jeremy.
I'll paint that on your Xbox.
What was that? Sorry, I talked over you.
I said for $400, I'll paint that on your Xbox.
I do not like the aesthetics of this console either. I'm with you, Jeremy. I get maybe for the collectors, like the super hardcore fans that really want it on the One X as opposed to the Series X, I guess.
But if you get it on the One X, then it goes right up automatically to the Series X anyway. But
also too, so I feel like there'll be people who are still playing like let's say like they're big Switch heads and they're just been deep in Animal Crossing, but Cyberpunk is the game that makes them get the Xbox. So I could see obviously like that. Besides that and collectors, I don't know. Yeah. But so I think opposite of the aesthetics. I kind of like the aesthetic.
I like the Cyberpunk aesthetics, like from the game and everything, but the console specifically. No, I don't like it.
I don't think it looks bad. I don't really understand people who buy expensive collector's editions to stunt on people because like who's gonna see it? Like, am I gonna invite you guys all over to my house and be like, look at my collection?
Hello, the people of /r game collecting would like to say hello.
Come on, baby. Come on.
Yeah, I'll buy it and sell it to those guys on eBay. About what I would do.
See?
I think.
So there's a market, see?
Yeah, I think there's like a scalper market for this stuff.
There definitely is. The thing about a special edition console, though, is you can flex like within 6 months of buying it. Like people,
you
be
guys
like,
are
"Oh,
right.
man."
By the way, have you seen my Project Scorpio edition Xbox
Oh
One X that I got
man,
pre-order only? God, if
You
only
son of
we
a
had
bitch.
more opportunities to show off our sweet consoles. You can see the exclusive logo there, Project Scorpio edition.
Very exclusive.
Ooh.
Oh, I mean, did I drop my Gears of War
Oh, wow.
Xbox?
That's
Oh, I'm sorry,
probably
did I
the
just-
best limited edition
Ooh.
Xbox One X. of
That
all
one's
right
sick,
there.
dude.
Yeah, that
It
one's
really is.
amazing.
And it
So
growls
I
when you
do
turn
have
it
the
off.
Project Scorpio
Oh.
controller right there.
Oh, see?
So,
See, so don't even try.
Yeah.
Don't even try.
Jeremy's all like, who would buy this? We all
do
have a
this?
collector's edition something in our house. Seth doesn't have anything.
I got this old Game Boy.
Well, speaking of exclusives, I don't know if you guys saw this, but there was like kind of a weird bungle that happened on Amazon where they listed a bunch of PS4 exclusives on PC. And some of these are like recent exclusives. So we already knew that Horizon Zero Dawn was coming to PC, but they listed Days Gone and Bloodborne.
What?
Yeah.
And then walked it back. Like, that was a mistake. We like stuff that wasn't supposed to happen. But,
Disclosure: this is random B-roll, not associated with the games that were leaked. This is just PlayStation gameplay.
This is B-roll of like popular PlayStation 4 games, but
It's a medley.
I sort of don't see why Bloodborne wouldn't be coming to PC at some point. Like, the thing is 5 years old. You got Dark Souls and Sekiro on PC. Like, I know it's an exclusive, but like, does it need to be an exclusive forever? Like, Horizon came out in 2017 or something, so that's only been 3 years. This one's been out for 5. Days Gone is pretty recent, and that studio, Bend Studio, is owned by Sony, but so is Guerrilla Games, who made Horizon. So, like, do you think it really was like a complete mistake, or do you think that they just kind of preempted an announcement from Sony? What do you guys think?
I think it was a preemptive thing. Amazon France is always dropping the ball and leaking out.
Is it France in particular?
Amazon France
specifically.
Yeah,
Why?
I don't know why. They
I
just
feel like
okay,
it's usually
I don't care.
Walmart. Like, Walmart accidentally posted this thing that they were.
That was Walmart Canada, like blew the lid off of something, and they're like, what are you gonna do? Sorry.
Très bon, Amazon France.
I don't know, man. I feel like it feels like the exclusives are going to sell these systems when they come out at the end of the year. I think we all acknowledge that exclusives are what gave Sony the edge over Microsoft in this most recent generation. But like, isn't PC now just sort of like the Netflix to Sony and Microsoft's Disney and WB? Like, why not repurpose your games on there? Like, if you own that software and you've sold all the copies you could possibly sell, you're not like giving them away on like PSN or like Xbox Live or Xbox Gold or whatever. Like, why not sell it for full price on PC 5 years later and have like a couple million more people buy it, right?
Yeah.
How
Well,
dare
here's
you,
my-
Jeremy? How dare you?
You capitalist? Weren't you trying to beat capitalism?
My conspiracy theory is that these are all real. And the reason that they're real is because these are games that are going to be on PS5. And with the PS5 architecture more closely resembling like an actual gaming PC, this is sort of their test run. That's my conspiracy theory, that these are the test runs of the games that they're going to be bringing. Like, hey, guess what? We're bringing Days Gone and Bloodborne to PS5 with better graphics. It's even better than the PC version. Time will tell if I am right, but no one will remember if I'm wrong, so I can say whatever I want.
That's a really good point.
Sony can't just get away with lying to all of us. These are supposed to be exclusives for our console forever. No one else is allowed to play them.
Just
No,
like
I'm
Resident
just-
Evil 4.
I'm
That's
dead
so weird
serious.
to me.
I'm being a little humorous, but there are people out there that feel really strongly when their games that are PlayStation exclusive get announced that are also coming out on PC, and there is a sense of betrayal, which to me, I'm just like, more people playing the games that you love to me is a good thing. I never see that as a negative. But there is a very loud group of people out there that feel strongly that it should stay on PS4. I will just respectfully disagree.
Yeah, I don't understand the issue. Like, someone else also getting to play the game has no bearing on you still being able to play the game.
Yeah.
So like, what's the issue? If it's like, oh well, this is the only reason that I kept a PlayStation. It's like, so I mean, you could have played the game 6 months, 8 months, a year later. If it's about actually playing the game a year early, 2 years early, 4 years early, 6 years early, they're earlier than you would. Like, what is the issue?
Yeah. So this first happened with Horizon Zero Dawn, and there was a huge fan backlash where people were like breaking their consoles and stuff. It was pretty nuts.
That's
kidding me?
Like,
that's on them. That's on them.
I really, really hope that, yeah, it is on them. Absolutely. But I just really hope that these people sort of come around, or are just doing it for dramatic effect and it's not a real thing.
They're doing it for the clout, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just trying to get attention. But there is like this, like, I'll tell you, there's like this crazy like Sony versus Xbox stuff that still happens to this day. Like, people really just like to have a team, you know, they like treat it like sports, you know, and maybe Sony is their team, and they just like can't handle like their player going over to the other team. They don't like that.
But again,
like PC is like not even in the same space at all. That's like some other thing.
Yeah. It's so weird because like, I lost you guys.
What?
My screen went black. No, we're back. Okay, no. So it's just so weird because I feel like unless it has a bearing on what I am doing in my life, I don't care.
See, now you sound like a rational person. is the problem with that.
Like if someone playing Horizon Zero Dawn on PC is like now like a whole country of people are like, you know, without water because of it. Now that's an issue. Yes, I care about that. But if it's like, oh, they get to play the game and have fun with it just like I did. Shake my fist at you. Like what?
Well, a lot of people don't know is they actually, somebody from Sony will come to your house if you own the game. They yank it from your hands and they just run off. And they feed it into a machine that makes it into the PC version.
That's how they make it.
Sam Sharma, one of the people that worked on Horizon Zero Dawn, had this reaction to the fan outcry once the PC version was revealed. What the hell is wrong with you people? We made a game, you enjoyed it. Now some more people get to enjoy it, and somehow that takes away your enjoyment. Please be kind to yourselves. Your enjoyment of the game has not been diminished because some more people get to play it. And I think he's absolutely correct. And hey, cool it down a little bit out there.
The only way that I can begin to understand it is to just try to put myself in the shoes of somebody who spends all their time online talking about video games, right? And like, who is the most smug person in the face of the earth but a PC master race person, right?
I'm on the show with you.
I take umbrage.
Always being like, yeah, that's cool, whatever. Like my PC can run that like way faster, way better. It looks much better. I can do mods. I can do all this stuff. Like
all the things you're saying are true. Yeah.
You know, and the PlayStation person, all they got is they go, yeah, well, you're never gonna play John, so eat a shit.
True.
And they're like, okay, well, we'll see, right? And then lo and behold, a couple years later down the line, PC gamers playing Days Gone. They got it modded all to hell. They're doing all kinds of cool crazy stuff. It looks amazing, and they're like. And the PlayStation guy is like, God damn, I hate that guy. You know, like I think that's what it is. You know,
but I feel like then the PlayStation guy should just be like, well, this game that I just got, you won't play it for 2 years, so like
yeah,
also true.
Yeah, the new games just keep coming, man.
Yeah,
you know, like be happy, live in the now. You know,
yeah, man.
What you have today, people. If you take nothing else from this show,
yeah, think about it. We could still be playing Pong. Okay.
Yeah. Well, we are still playing Pong in our office because we have like that really cool.
Yes, you do. That's incredible. That might be my. It's moving up on the ranking system of arcade machines that I enjoy.
That's like if we were still going to the office and not like trapped in our house for months on end. You know, but hey, eventually. Dude, we're running out of time, so we have to be selective of our stories now.
Batman.
You want to talk about Batman?
Hell yeah.
Why would you want to talk about Batman? Who likes
Because he's
Batman?
like my favorite. Come on.
Everybody likes Batman. That's why
he's your favorite.
So there's a rumor report that the new Batman game will be a soft reboot and will arrive this fall. How many soft reboots have we seen in the world of gaming? That feels like a new one. They do that in movies a lot.
Soft reboot. So what does a soft reboot entail?
Like you guys play like Arkham Asylum, Arkham City, Arkham Origins?
Yeah.
I did the guide for City.
So as I understand it, they were initially working on a sequel to Origin, and then they kind of just scrapped it. And this is what all the reports are saying, that they just took a step back and they said, like, we're going to reboot it completely as if like none of those other games even happened at all. And we're just going to tell like a totally new story and do like a totally new thing. I think they're going to use a lot of the same mechanics and like assets probably, but they're going to just kind of like reset the story so that they can.
So
like,
hold up. We're going to do a new game, totally new thing. Well, is the combat still going to be there? Oh yeah, we're going to keep that. Well, what about like the
I'm
flying around as Batman and everything? Oh yeah, we're going to keep that. Okay,
they could probably skip
the storytelling narrative stuff. Got it.
Right, because they've painted themselves into a corner. A lot of the villains that they would want to use and a lot of the stories they would want to tell are kind of like have already played out. And I think they want to kind of like roll that back a little bit. And that's not unprecedented at all for Batman in any format. Like I read a lot of the graphic novels, and like everyone is like its own story, and it like kind of happens in like a little like micro universe of its own. The movies, they keep rebooting them over and over, and like they always end up being mostly enjoyable. So, you know, I'm actually okay with it. I would like to keep the combat the same way. I could probably do without like some of the Riddler trophy like nonsense and like some of the Batmobile combat from the most recent game.
Get rid of the Batmobile combat. Absolutely.
Yeah, that's like not my jam, but you know, the combat in particular is really cool. And actually they've been saying that there's going to be like a co-op element to this where you can play as like the Bat family. So like you could have like maybe you got like Nightwing and you got like Batgirl and Batman, and they're all fighting together, which seems like it would be like cool, OP, right?
They did that in Night, but it was like individual stories where you play as each of the characters, right? I remember playing as Robin, and they actually did a really, really good job with him in.
Yeah, that was really cool. But they haven't had anything where you're like another.
Sorry, where you're another what, Jeremy? You cut out.
Where you're playing with another person.
Yeah, like together co-op. That could be interesting. That'd be a good way to modernize it, I think.
Yeah, definitely. Especially with the fact that like that Avengers game is coming out too. And I feel like that's going to be the same type of like 4-player, whatever, beat 'em up type of action game. And I feel like there's such a huge hole for games like that. And especially with the Batman fighting system specifically, which is very similar to like the Spider-Man one. And Spider-Man did so well and it's so good. And we don't have another game that's out like that right now. And people already have a good taste in their mouth from what the games used to be. So I think that it's something that people will dig into, especially with a new story.
Yeah, even Marvel Ultimate Alliance had like kind of couch co-op stuff where you could do like team up moves and stuff like that. Like imagine how cool it would feel to like do a backflip over each other and like take out baddies on either side, you know, like have stuff like timed out and everything.
Yeah.
That sounds super cool to me. I'm like really into that. But what's the likelihood that this is true, do you guys think?
They've been teasing the Court of Owls thing forever, but that's WB. Seth, who's teasing the stupid Court of Owls terrible marketing thing that I hate?
Why do you hate it?
It's just been pictures for like 6 months, but is it WB Montreal? Is that WB Montreal, Seth?
Yeah, I believe you are correct. Yes, I believe that is WB Montreal. In the comments, please tell me that I'm wrong.
If I'm not mistaken, Rocksteady is working on some other unannounced thing, which everybody thinks is Superman. Remember? Like we've talked about this.
If they give me Red Sun Superman, I'll be okay with it.
Oh, that'd be
so tight.
Yeah.
I can't imagine.
You're pitching all the great games.
Well, bro, it's just like there's already good comics. So like, why don't we just start making these comics into one-off video games? Yeah. I don't have to have like the same Superman story, the same Batman story. Just like
that's what Arkham Knight was. That's why people liked it so much.
Yeah, like give me this. Take all of this Batman stuff with the moves and the combat systems, whatever, and then give me like the Samurai Batman.
Oh,
give me Give me any
Batman.
version. Yeah, there's all these stories that have already made a ton of money. So it's that same thing of like when they take a movie or a show, whatever, a video game, and they turn it into a movie. Sorry, and they take stuff out or add stuff in. It's like, well, why did you feel the need to do that? Like it was already good. That's why you wanted it, because it was good. So we have all these things that are already good that we don't have to remake or reboot. We just take the systems from the games that we already enjoy and put these stories on them that we all already enjoy. And now everyone is happy, and all these companies are making tons of money, so much money.
If only it were that easy. I mean, Hollywood has realized that they don't necessarily need to do the Spider-Man origin story over and over and over and over. It's like, he got bit by a spider as a teenager. I don't give a shit.
Spoiler, come on, man.
The guy's been around for like 80 years. Like, there's so many other stories to tell. Like, don't tell me the story about when he got bit by a spider in high school. I don't care.
Or if you do give it to me like they did in Spider-Man Ultimate in the cartoon, where like it's not even a full episode, they just kind of say what happened. Okay, moving on. It's like okay, cool.
Don't they do that in Spider-Verse too? He's like, I got bit by a spider.
Yes.
Like, I'm like, moving on.
Yeah. Yes.
I swear to God, if I see like Batman's parents getting killed one more time, the freaking like the pearls in slow motion, it's like, oh, dude.
I would be fine with it if we got like a full fight scene out of his dad and the guy.
Yeah, you get
just keep adding to it. Yeah, you have to, but you can't win the fight.
Yeah, one of those bosses that you can't beat unless you use like a cheat code, and then the game's like,
yeah. But they just have a very well animated Bruce in the corner up against the wall, screaming the whole time. Just really want to punch it home.
Yeah. Oh, dark.
Jeremy, it's 5. We got our up at Hawaii or whatever time zone noon.
Up at noon at 5. It's noon somewhere, and that somewhere is Fiji.
Ooh, nice. 8 p.m. for me.
Coming up next is Max and Brian on Up at Noon. You guys got to stay tuned. But I want to really thank Austin for coming on the show today. This has been really fun, man.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate you. My brethren, I shall raise a glass for you.
Oh, Michelangelo is a party dude.
Yes, he is.
Yeah, this has been really fun. I'm really looking forward to your show. It sounds awesome. I love you guys. I love Freddie Prinze Jr. That's very, very cool. I'll definitely be checking that out. And you said that's on Tuesdays, right?
Yes, Tuesdays, 10 a.m. So it'll be 5 weeks long, starting the 21st. I'm very excited about it. So you can catch all that at UpUpDownDown. It's the YouTube channel. And then if you need any more information about it, you can catch me on social media at Xavier Woods PhD. But then your boy is also on Twitch, twitch.tv/Austin Creed. And if you need any more information, there's a podcast every Monday called The New Day, Feel the Power. Wherever you get your podcast, you can get it there. Type in The New Day, find the pink picture with the 3 black guys' faces on it, hit subscribe. You're doing me a favor. Thanks.
Perfect. All right. Well, that's all we need to know. And that's all the time we have. You again for on. This has been great. Destin, you can go ahead and switch us over.
All right. Bye, everybody. Thank you.
Thanks for watching.
Later.
Bye-bye.